Hello again, YouTube land. As you can see, I am actually back at my desk this time. Amazing! Doubly so because you don't know exactly how cluster bombed this thing had become in the last couple of weeks. Which is why you'll notice that I had been recording from the couch from my iPad. Oh dear. So yeah, it was a thing. But last weekend was New York Comic Con, NYCC, and it was my first. And it was quite the experience. I mean, if you saw, I posted like a 5-minute video earlier this week, basically saying I was going to post a full review the next day. And I lost a week. Like, I knew after Comic Con it would take me a day or two to recover because it was my first year and I went all 4 days. Anything worth doing is worth overdoing. Steven Tyler. So I figured Monday I'll be out of it. Maybe Tuesday I'll do a few things in the afternoon. Fuck no. Oh God. I was screwed after I got home Sunday. Because it ends early the last day. I think that's true of just, all conventions. So I got home late Sunday, mid-Sunday, and I was out of it. And I thought, alright, well, that's understandable, that's expected, whatever. And then somehow I blinked, and Monday became Thursday. And I looked at the calendar yesterday, and I was like, oh crap, I've misplaced some time. So here I am, catching everything up, having an incredibly late breakfast, with the dog staring at me, begging to eat some of it. Can't say as I blame him, it's a sausage biscuit. Thursday. Good. Tiring. I made a friend in Artist Alley named Mike Ruth, I think, R-O-O-T-H. Very nice guy. Turns out he's Canadian. I'm very sensitive to the out and about because I grew up in Maine. Loads of Quebecois and Newfie. Ugh. Quebecois, comparatively, I can kind of get, because I haven't heard most of the Western accents of Canada. But I'll tell you what, and I was talking about the comparative nature of Canadian accents with Mike. I gotta tell you, Newfies from, those from Newfoundland, holy dude, it's basically Gaelic with a few hints of French thrown in. Nothing about it sounds like a language if your first language is English. Okay, if your first native language is English, accent notwithstanding, people from Newfoundland sound like they're from a different planet. Now, I'm not trying to be insulting to those from Newfoundland. I'm just saying, y'all gotta realize we don't understand what the hell's coming out of your mouth. Okay? That's why we look at you strange, because we're not getting it. So yeah, this artist, very nice guy. I ended up saying hi to him every day, giving him a couple of pointers on places to go and suggestions of where to find certain things. New Englanders and Canadians have that in common. This general view of life of, until you prove you're an asshat, I assume you're just a friend I haven't made yet. So that was fun. Oh God, where's my chapstick? I've been having dryness issues like, oh God. Sorry, pardon the autofocus. So yeah, Thursday was tiring, made a friend. Oh, Jesus Christ, why does my phone keep going off? And tried to figure out what to do the next day, because if you've ever been to the Javits Center, you know how big it is. And they use a lot of it for smaller things or, different sections for different things at the same time. But you understand overall how big it is. The entire Javits Center is Comic-Con. Okay? In my head, beforehand, I knew it was big. I knew it was vast. I also knew that comparatively it was small. If your reference point is San Diego Comic-Con, okay? But having even been to the Javits Center, I've been there. Even I didn't realize how fucking big this place is. It wasn't until the end of the first day where my feet gave me the full status report of exactly how huge the Javits Center is, okay? Oh dear God. So that was good. And then I went with Tyler, our friend Tyler. And it was good. Went for the whole day, basically. Because the whole first day was also short. And Tyler and I pretty much agreed, if this is how much pain we're in after the first day, which is a short, relatively uncrowded day, we're fucked. Gonna enjoy ourselves. But we're fucked. And we were right. So Friday, Sam decided to be a very good guy and stay home and take care of the cat and the dog so that I could go and enjoy the day, because with Thursday as a short day, figuring out when to walk Rizzo was doable. Friday, we had to leave the house at like 9, Tyler and I, to meet up to go to con. Because from where we live, it's an hour on the train, just about. So that was fun. And Sam stayed home, which I appreciated. But Friday, Tyler and I, going through the beforehand pregame with help of the Comic-Con provided app, had decided there were a couple autographs we might want to get in line for. There were a couple panels we might be interested in doing. And of course, Tyler and I have no problem separating, doing our thing, and then meeting up at a different place or at a different point. So yeah, all right, Rizzo, if you want more, I'll give you more. Okay, just here. Sit down. Good boy. There you go. There you go. The thing we agreed to do Friday early in the day was get in one particular autograph line for John Barrowman. Now, for those of you who are nerds like myself, you recognize the name John Barrowman. For those of you who only have a passing interest in nerd culture, including but not limited to science fiction television, John Barrowman is an actor, an out and proud actor. And he was primarily introduced to American audiences in the end of the, I think it was 2005 season of Doctor Who, when the Doctor was played by Christopher Eccleston, before it became David Tennant. And he then subsequently went on to do a few guest spots with the future Doctors and got his own spin-off show, Torchwood. And he was doing autographs Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and a panel or two over the course of the weekend. Now, I agreed, for some strange reason, to get in line with Tyler and wait. What you have to keep in mind about panels at these kind of thing, autographing at these kind of thing, you're likely to be in line for an hour or more before you're allowed to go in and wait for it to start. And when it starts, if it's a panel, it can last anywhere from 1 to 2 hours, depending on the panel. And if you're waiting for an autograph, depending on how long that person is there doing autographs that day, you can wait anywhere from the hour or more in line to an hour or more moving up the line. Tyler and I got there and waited an hour, but we were only about 10 people back from the end of the curtained alley that you're likely to see when they set up a line for someone. So we actually got lucky, because at a certain point towards the early middle of that particular autographing on Friday, John Barrowman was scheduled to do a panel. And he also had to fit in time to go and do the photo op booth, which is a whole different pay scheme for, obviously a picture with him. But they were very polite in the line. The staff were like, take all the candid pictures you want. From any distance, go right ahead. But please, please do not ask for stand-in, structured picture poses when you're up there. Obviously, there's a lot to get to, a lot of people, and he's going to be doing photo ops. But all the candids you want, just not a posed photo. That's fine. That's actually quite reasonable and totally understandable. and, therefore quite acceptable to me. So Tyler and I waited for the hour. Then it took about an hour for us to get up to the front of the line. Now, at the front of the line was his husband, Scott, excuse me, who was, providing people with information about, well, if you'd like, you can get one of the books, which is this price, or one of the CDs, which is this price. Tyler kept making jokes about his husband's pimping him out. Well, all right, I don't tend to make those kind of jokes. But, yeah. So we got to talk to him for a minute or two, and he's also a very easygoing, nice guy. For some reason, my brain didn't understand that he was from Britain. So I heard his accent, and I went, where's your accent from? Thinking he would say, oh, London, or, Nottingham, or something like that. But he just went British, and I went, okay, I kind of got that from years of watching BBC comedy, but all right. So Tyler and I paid, and I went before Tyler. Now, when I get over there, immediately offers me his hand, says hi, smiles. The guy was nothing but friendly, easygoing, and polite, which is really, in the back of your head as a fan, what you hope a celebrity you meet will be like. And he really was. Excuse me. So, super bonus points in my scorecard Rolodex for him. If this phone didn't cost so much, I swear to God, I'd break the fucker in half. As I was saying, he was immediately gracious and polite and nice and easy to talk to. And I did talk to him for a minute or two, as most people who had gone before us did, because he's a naturally chatty person. He obviously likes his fans. He likes us being around. Oh, what do you want, Samuel? And he says, oh, so how are you enjoying con? And I said, pretty good. It's my first one. Now, freeze frame. I'm in line wearing my cat ear headband. My cat tail is attached to the back of me under my backpack, which you can't see from where we're sitting with him at the dais like this and me on the, floor level standing up. So all he sees of me is, this with the cat ears. Mind you, my ears match my hair, current color. But the words, oh, well, this is my first, leave my mouth. Dude puts the pen down, looks at me, goes, really? You're first? Yeah. Stands completely up on his chair. Both feet stand straight up. Puts one fist in the air, and at full theatrical actor capacity volume screams, "Convergent!" at the top of his lungs. We're in a room that fills quite quickly with quite a lot of lines for several autograph tables and photo ops. I'm guessing there were somewhere around 500 people in that room, and the majority of them start clapping and cheering. Me standing there doing my level best to avoid all the blood rushing to my face, seeing as I'm anemic and I can't afford for that to happen, stands, turns to the crowd, puts one hand up in the air, and I go, thank you, thank you, thank you. Turn back to him. He has now sat back down and he's filling out the autograph. They had given us little Post-its while we waited in line to fill out what particular autograph we might be interested in getting. So he's looking at it, and he can't quite figure out my name because it's spelled so strangely compared to, most names, C-R-Y-S. He kind of looks at it for a second, and he tilts his head kind of peripherally at me, and I went, Chris. And he goes, Chris. Okay, cool, Chris. And he says, so have you gotten any other autographs since you've been here? And I went, no, you're my first. Again, he pauses, tilts his head up and looks at me. And I don't know if you'll understand what I'm saying, but there's a certain look that people will get on their face when you tell them you're my first. I don't care what kind of first it is. First dance, first kiss, first autograph, whatever. Some people, when they hear the phrase, you're my first, addressed at them, get this sort of look on their face like, aww. Like they get that it's a sweet, appreciative thing that they're getting to take part in. That's the look he got on his face. Now, mind you, relevant to nerd culture here, the table he was at was about 5 feet from Felicia Day of Geek and Sundry, who also starred on Eureka and The Guild and many other shows, I'm sure. So this was interesting for me. And that was just Friday midday. The rest of the con was interesting. Friday we went to... I don't think we went to another panel. We went to a couple things at the Doctor Who table on Friday because Tyler wanted autographs because he's a much more devout Whovian than I am. And on Saturday, he went and got Colin Baker's autograph. I think it was Saturday. And might have been Friday. But I left him to do what he was going to do. And the next time he and I met up, there's a particular series of things going on in Tyler's life right now. And for one reason or another, this particularly important one came up in their conversation. And no, I'm not going to tell you exactly what because it's Tyler's deal and I'm not going to give personal information on him. But it came up in the conversation that he had when he was getting the autograph from Colin Baker. And Colin Baker asked him questions about it and wished him well with the final result of this process. And for the next 2 days, hi Rizzo, Tyler was on like whatever number the Dr. Colin Baker was. He was just like floating. The doctor wished me luck. It was the cutest little fanboy thing I'd ever seen. Hi, sweetie. Hi. Hello. Hello. This is your face. What's your face? There's a doggy. You want the last bite of my food. I know what you want. Alright, I'll share. So, yeah, that was Thursday and Friday, and I've already gone on for well over 15 minutes. So, I'll put the rest of this in a different post, and that way if you want to hear the full weekend story, you can. But that's the end of this posting, and I will see you guys in the next post.